Arsenal has been beaten by PSV 2-0 full time, and obviously it has been Venman in the 55th minute, and obviously Luke de Jong, the captain, in the 63rd minute in there for you, when he really converted that corner very well into the corner of the goal of a team which goes by the names of Arsenal. Welcome to Rokani Media Football. How are you guys, and where are you watching us from? I go by the names of Rokani David. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, lower right bottom corner, smash the subscription button. After smashing the subscription button, hit the notification bell that will enable you get notified each and every time I upload a video onto this channel. Now, Arsenal has been beaten by PSV, and as it stands, when you look at the group of a side which goes by names of Arsenal, and that is Group A, Arsenal is having 12 points and PSV is having 10 points, meaning that Arsenal are still in search of 3 points now, no longer 3 points, because if they draw with FC Zurich at home, obviously, and PSV wins against Bordeaux, then obviously Arsenal will be second on this group, because PSV will be having a better head-to-head difference, because Arsenal beat them by 1-0 at the Emirates, and obviously PSV has beaten them by 2-0. That means PSV will be having a better goal aggregate when it comes to side which goes by names of head-to-head. So it really makes it hard for Arsenal as far as the season is concerned, because in a time like this, you wouldn't like to see your team lose like this, losing to a side which goes by names of PSV 2-0, and obviously having drawn with a team which goes by names of Southampton in there for you. One will say that Rokani, but you've been always warning us about Arsenal that they are really having a goal drought, because in the game like this, Arsenal went into when they had scored, I think, how many goals? 3 goals in their previous 3 games. 1 against PSV, 1 against Southampton, 1 against Leeds, meaning that it was so much alarming for side which goes by names of Arsenal, and you wouldn't go ahead and really bet on them to go on and really score those goals that you expect them to go on and really score. So that's what made it hard for a team which goes by names of Arsenal, according to me. And obviously, I thought it was going to be a very hard game for a team which goes by names of Arsenal, and obviously it happened to be a very hard game, because it looks like PSV dominated both halves, because in the first half they really sat behind and waited for Arsenal to go on and really attack them, and Arsenal was not attacking them. So what did PSV do? PSV decided to go on and really make it a point to really attack a side which goes by names of Arsenal in the second half, and obviously it resulted into winning those goals for side which goes by names of PSV. And Mikel Arteta really rested his players, but obviously that team that really put out could really get results. But I believe the midfield of Odegaard was really so much down, and they couldn't go ahead and really compete with the midfield of Sangare, because Sangare dominated the midfield of a side which goes by the names of PSV. And however much Arsenal had a lot of the possession, this Sangare guy couldn't allow them to go on and really expose themselves really good on the football or on the pitch, and obviously they couldn't do the needful. Fabio Vieira really had a very fantastic first half, and obviously he was really left on the field of play, and Odegaard was taken off, meaning that he's really one of those players that Mikel Arteta is really believing in him, and he wanted to get him more playing time. But this comes in at a very bad time if you're an Arsenal fan. You're playing a side which goes by Nottingham at home, and obviously the positive in that is that Arsenal has not lost any game at home, and obviously they will go on and really win that game of Nottingham and really get themselves back to the winning ways before they play a side which goes by Brighton. But obviously, however much you can't rule out any result in the game of football, but I believe Arsenal will go on and really beat a side which goes by names of FC Zurich, and they will just have 15 points, and I believe they will be really winning this group, according to me, because you wouldn't like to see your team not winning this group because of teams like Barcelona, Juventus, Atletico Madrid, and teams like Ajax sloping down into what we call the UEFA Europa League. And people will say that, but Arsenal can go on and really win this battle. But let me tell you, if it was a knockout game between Arsenal and a team which goes by the names of PSV, by this time Arsenal would have been knocked out. Why? PSV had gone ahead to really win by 2-0, and Arsenal had won by 1-0, and obviously as things stand, the difference of the goal would have been we got ahead to go and really make it a point, because it was not a draw. because the only way the rule favors you is that this game ending 2-1 and Arsenal winning 1-0 at home, then when your aggregate is 2-2, then you can go into extra time. But right now, the aggregate is 2-1. Arsenal is having 1 goal and PSV is having 2 goals, meaning that Arsenal would have been knocked out and get relegated from the all being knocked out from the UEFA Europa League. So it shows you how tricky it is and how calling it is needed for side which goes by the Arsenal players to lift themselves up, because even when they brought on Gabriel Jesus, they brought on Thomas Partey, they brought on Bukayo Saka, they brought on Gabriel Magalhaes, it never made a difference. It never made a difference, and Arsenal really was not so much threatening. And secondly, this is something that people should know, that every time you play Saliba without Gabriel Magalhaes or Ben White alongside him, he is really a player that can get past. You get? Arsenal considered those 2 goals when Saliba was that central defense and Gabriel Magalhaes was away. He was playing with Rob Holding, and obviously he got exposed, and this guy never looked like a defender according to me, because his best attribute to me as Saliba, he's good on the ball. He's good on the ball, that's it. He's so much good on the ball, and I believe he's really one of those that really passes in very well and really gets into areas of really helping Arsenal build from the back. But the rest, when it comes to being physical and being a game, reading the game very well, obviously he is exposed in very many times. As you've seen him today in the game of a team which goes by the names of the game of PSV, where the team has been beaten left, right, and center, and obviously Arsenal got itself into a situation of really losing this game of football. Losing their second game of the season, amidst them playing how many games? 16 games. They've only lost 2 and drawn 1 and won the rest. I believe they're really having a very good season, but in any season, we expect Arsenal to go on and really draw. But I believe, and lose a game of football, but I believe it's a blessing in disguise to Arsenal to lose a game in the UEFA Europa League when they are 12 points and still on top of the table, and they are not losing in the Premier League. Because the moment they lose in the Premier League, obviously you'll find Arsenal in the second position, and Man City will go on and be in the driver's seat. And that is something you don't want to see Man City get themselves comfortable in the driving seat as far as this game of football is concerned at this juncture. So when you look at Mikel Arteta, I believe he really brought in the likes of Sambi Lokonga. I think he plays very well, but I believe the system of Ruud van Nistelrooy that really brought in and came in for really caused a lot of problems for side which goes by the name of Arsenal. Because what they did, they know that they are good at possessing the ball. They could build from the back, but that threat from Sangare. You saw Sangare used to get that ball and just go on and really spread it wide in the wide areas of the field of play to find the fullbacks, and Simons and Cody Gakpo could just converge, you get, and join the man who was really leading the line, and obviously causing a lot of havoc to the side which goes by the names of Arsenal. And when you look at Saliba, he was so much exposed because of the pace of Simons and a player who goes by the name of Gakpo. And when De Jong came in through, it was something different, because De Jong is really one of those clinical center forwards that you know that will always come in through and obviously do the needful and really complete all those chances. And by the his runs almost really made it hard for the central defense of Arsenal to maintain the attacks of a team which goes by the names of PSV. But all in all, Cody Gakpo had a very good game, and he almost got Arsenal behind in the first half, but it was an offside. Even Simons got himself on the score sheet in the first half, but the goal was ruled out because of offside. And all signs were showing you that PSV had a better chance at goal than Arsenal. I believe even Ramsdale made a lot of saves than the keeper of a team which goes by the names of PSV. And let's get into the team stats. PSV had 8 shots, Arsenal had 15. PSV had 5 shots on target and Arsenal had only 3 on target. That is really very bad. Having 15 shots and only 3 on target, it's really bad and annoying. You get? So it looks like PSV were a better side as far as really getting on target than Arsenal. 30% ball possession by PSV, Arsenal had 70%. 259 passes completed by PSV, Arsenal completed 604. 70% passing accuracy by PSV, 85% passing accuracy by Arsenal, 14 fouls by PSV, 9 fouls by Arsenal, 2 yellow cards conceded by PSV, and Arsenal conceded 4, 0 red cards on both sides, 7 offsides for PSV, 3 corners for PSV, and 6 for side, which goes by names of Arsenal. Now, Arsenal is really placed into the first position of this group, and they only need a win in this game of football against Zurich that's going to be played next Thursday at the Wembley. So guys, thank you very much for watching in. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, lower right bottom corner, and go out and let me know what you think about the result of Arsenal losing 2-0 to PSV. And obviously Cody Gakpo has destroyed Arsenal in there for you and the Jong in here at the Rokani Media Football. I'll sign out for now. See you later. I'm going to return with the player ratings because I'm really watching the game of Manchester United as they are really playing a team which goes by the names of as they are playing a side which goes by the names of Shelf at Old Trafford. Thank you guys for watching in. Your reactions to Arsenal 0, PSV 2 are welcome in the comment section below. I hand you over to the Almighty Lord. I'm out.